The Propcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Arnick Fantasy. The hook up new customers, play just $5, get $100 bonus funds. Use promo code SGPN. And welcome everyone to the Propcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It's currently Monday morning, October 27th, around 10 a.m. Eastern. Here to break down the Monday night game. We only have one game this week on Monday night. Still fine. To be honest, the game looks pretty hideous on paper. But you know what? There's still props to be bet, still money to be made. That's why we're back to break down the only game on the card. I'm Scott Reichel, once again joined by Adam Rosenberg, and together we're going to try to make you some money. Adam, how's it going with you? What's up?
Look at that intro. I mean, that intro was like so corporate, Scott. Like you didn't want to lead off with the fact that we had another one of us. We had another.
I was going to let you do that. That's why I was letting you. I was introducing it so you could do it.
Combined, what were we? 5-1.
I ended up going 1-2.
Okay, so whatever, 4-2. That's fine.
Yeah.
4-2, and if you changed a little bit on the ladder, you would have hit like the rung that we skipped, but it worked out anyway on Tajay Spears. Like everything kind of went according to plan. You followed us. I mean, whatever, man. I don't have to say this anymore. And I'm going to sound like a tout because we're funny touts.
All our picks are free anyway, so
all
we
our
sound
picks
like
are free.
Whatever we want. It's fine.
We have made everybody a lot of money. So we ask that you continue to do this and probably just, I don't know, like keep making funny jokes online. You guys have made the Dean Kramer Israel cap has become a thing because of you guys.
Unfortunately, it might be a bit too political to get a shirt made of it.
Yeah. We can't get that one.
Yeah, it's kind of been our calling card, so to speak.
It's been good. We got it. Well, when Greg Joseph comes back and starts kicking for the Giants or the Packers, we'll see from there. But yeah, dude, look, we're just cooking right now, and we're cooking right now. 8 weeks into NFL season is really good.
Yeah, and I see Jason stopping by. I know he posted on Twitter earlier today. We helped pay for his trip to Greece, so happy to help out. So,
hey, Buka. All right.
I don't know if those hand gestures were right. They looked more Italian.
They do. It's your Mediterranean. It's a general Mediterranean hand gesture.
There you go. So either way, a point is hopefully you've been cashing with us along the way. Unfortunately, though, I did go 1-2. It is what it is. John, who just didn't get a catch in the first quarter. It is what it is. But either way, I'm trying to move on into the only game on the card. First of all, I'm going to ask in general if anything surprised you from Sunday. Any takeaways or anything?
Yeah, I mean, so I wasn't high on the Niners to begin with. You know that, but like I thought their schedule would be fine. I was really low on the Texans.
What the Niners have, like 5 minutes of possession in the first half?
They won on they scored like on the 2-minute drill.
But I'm saying like the entire first half, I think they had the ball for maybe 5 minutes. It was kind of insane.
I should have thought about that a little bit more. I don't think that the Texans are good. It's just that they controlled possession so well that and the Niners don't have any depth in defense that they couldn't cycle people out.
I mean, Stroud, we saw look like garbage on Monday Night Football, and they immediately had like 200 passing yards in the first half, and they just had the ball the entire time.
They just had the ball the entire time. I don't think that the Texans are good. I still want the Broncos next week against them.
I mean, the problem is the Niners are just extremely injured, so much to the point, even losing Warner. I mean, that team is just crawling, trying to win games. It is what it is. So the Niners not
also was CMC like didn't get a catch till the second half.
Yeah. The whole game was pretty weird for the Niners, but they basically no-showed it from the get-go defensively, and the Texans got the job done. However, you could argue that the Niners at least showed up, unlike the Kirk Cousins-led Falcons.
Yeah, but what you and I had. I
just
know
saying.
I say, oh, everyone says Trump. Oh, yes. Yeah, dude, we were all over that.
I do want to point out, though, that a couple of veteran quarterbacks, I know they're still getting paid, but it feels like it might be time for Andy Dalton and Kirk Cousins to retire from the sport. Just going to throw it out there. Both guys not very good yesterday. Dalton taking that sack in the red zone to end the first half kind of sums up
it was terrible. I was like, how did they not score on this?
Either way, I mean, they got blown out because they couldn't get a stop, and James Cook had 200-plus rushing yards. But, yeah, watching Andy Dalton and Kirk Cousins – the future is now old man. That's all I'm going to say. I feel like both those guys, they don't have it anymore. It's fine. They had good careers. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm not saying Penix is great, and I'm not saying that Bryce Young would have won the game against the Bills, but those veteran quarterbacks just had nothing in the tank. So we'll see what happens. But either way, these men of blowouts on Sunday, not many competitive games, and I feel like we wrapped up the card on Sunday Night Football with a really bad Steelers team that has a good record that is somehow dogs to win the division against the 2-5 Ravens team. So there you go. That was kind of the culmination of the actual week. But here we go with Commanders and Chiefs with Marcus Mariota at quarterback. Yes, it might be an ugly game. We'll see what happens, but we're still going to break down some props that we like for the game itself. Anything else you want to add just for the Sunday takeaways or anything?
No, I guess, you know what? I'll say something about this tush push nonsense. Here's the thing. The tush push is not a play that needs to be banned because it's not entertaining.
The officials are just incompetent.
The officials don't know how to. The problem with the tush push, the problem with any play that is honestly working well, is that officials have no idea how to officiate it. Like I have no problem with if a guy's offsides, he's offsides or something. But like the basis behind the tush push right now is like you can't have a first down and forward progress. They don't exist at the same time. And so my issue with all of this is that you either need the quickest way to solve it is honestly to get rid of the play, but it's really just a quarterback sneak, and it's just done in a way that they don't know how to officiate.
No, you can argue that it's like the same way baseball banned shifting because
it's actually the best. I think it's the best example.
Instead of teaching players how to simply hit the other way, they just said we're just going to get rid of it entirely. Just make it easier for people. So you can make an argument it's kind of the same thing. I didn't have an issue with the actual play. The issue that I had was I thought it was a fumble yesterday, just simply put. But either way, I thought Hurts got stripped before he was down, and they called forward progress when I didn't hear a whistle in the first place. So I didn't really see consistency there. But either way, I don't know if it mattered. I mean, once Scatterable got injured, the Giants couldn't score. You had the debatable offensive PI call at the end. We made money on that play. Shout out to the dart on the longest completion. But I don't know. That was
actually the only time it was a sweat.
Yeah, I don't really know if it mattered that much. I mean, the Giants' offense
they outgained them by 200. They outgained them by 200 yards.
Yeah, the Eagles kicked their ass. I mean, when you let Barkley go 60-plus yards for a touchdown the first play, probably not a good omen for your team. So either way, a nice win for the Eagles. But the offensive PI was debatable. I thought it looked worse live than it did on replay. But I thought Hurts did fumble. I thought he got stripped, and they called forward progress without a whistle. So that was the more debatable play. But either way, I agree with you about the officials really just not being that great at reffing the play, which shouldn't be the Eagles' problem. So we'll see what happens, but they're going to re-vote during the offseason, and we'll go from there. Anyway, before we get into any of our thoughts for our 6 Monday Night Football plays, a reminder, you can also check out the different podcasts on the network. The NFL, MLB, NBA, college football, the NHL are all live. We got podcasts giving out free picks on everything. Subscribe to the SGPN feed to catch every episode wherever you do get your podcast, whether it involves Spotify, Apple, you name it. Check out the SGPN feed for all the podcasts in one easy location. And once again, all of the picks are free. So starting off with our props for the Monday night game tonight. Adam, I'll let you go first. What's going to be your first player prop for the Commanders and Chiefs game?
All right, so my first one, give me 1 second.
You're just building suspense.
I am building suspense. Okay, so my first one that I'm going to do, I was trying to get some notes together for it, but it just didn't work out. Marcus Mariota under 30 and a half. I for some reason, PA, I thought plate appearance, but no, it's pass attempts. Do you know when the last time was that he had more than 30 pass attempts?
Oregon. No, I'm kidding.
Close.
I'm trying to think of the different teams he's been on. Back when he was on Tennessee?
So America's quarterback is I would think we could both agree. Marcus Mariota is America's quarterback.
He has a Heisman. That counts.
He's America's quarterback. On America's darkest day, on 9/11/2022 is the last time that he had 32 then.
What team was
he on? He was on the Falcons.
Oh, he was on the Falcons. Okay.
So hang on, and I will look at I will bring up some other stuff. Yeah, look, the KC opponents average 27 and a half pass attempts per game. So this would be over that. This would assume a massive pace up game.
And Chiefs drain clock all the time.
Right. He's literally a red zone defense. He's a red zone offense. Like there's a lot of people who are like Marcus Mariota, like over passing. Like, I don't know where you're getting that. So anyway, it's minus 125 on MGM, which you and I are not allowed to bet on, but minus 110 on ProfitX, minus 124 on Novig. Shout out, sponsor of the show. Every quarterback has gone under their pass attempts, including, this is really key for me, Jared Goff didn't. Jared Goff didn't in a game with better offensive weapons, and they lost by, 9-10 points? So if you're trying to look for a game kind of correlation type of thing, I think this is game script proof. Probably watch him now throw for 40, whatever it is. But this one was an easy one for me. Every single quarterback has gone under their number. The only quarterback to go over 31 pass attempts has been Russell Wilson at 32.
Okay.
So anyway, that's it. That's all.
And that game was actually close for a bit, but the Chiefs didn't.
That was the first one. That was no.
The game was close for a half. When it was
yeah. And I mean, look, this game could be close, and that's fine. But it's just not what, literally, you think Marcus Mariota is going to throw?
No, but that was also before Rice came back, and the Chiefs' offense was kind of broken for the first half of that game. So the Giants had more possession than you might have expected. So, I can understand it. I mean, the Chiefs win no play, keep away. They move the chains, go on these 8-minute drives, and that just kills the actual possibilities for him to go over. Not to mention Mario
Gundam Atticus. I love you, Adam.
Not to mention that he also stinks, so that could play a factor too in this performance here for Mariota. So moving on to mine, I'm going to go with a first quarter play. There is a chance the Chiefs blow them out, so I'll go for the Chiefs early. We've mentioned this for years about the Andy Reid scripted first drive, but either way, give me Mahomes first quarter over 63.5 passing yards at -113. Mahomes has recorded at least 72 passing yards in the first quarter in 3 of his last 4 games. Commanders also really bad at pass defense. They're allowing 338.3 passing yards per game, 7th most in the league. We've roasted this defense since the offseason, and they've been really bad. Mahomes, I think, has a lot of weapons now, of course. Still has Kelsey, got Rice back, still has Worthy, you name it. Point is, though, we know the Chiefs early in games can definitely put the pressure on with the first drive. Not sure the Commanders drain much clock against this defense either in Arrowhead. So there is a chance Mahomes maybe gets lifted late, which could result in him going under the full game passing props. But first quarter, scripted Andy Reid stuff against the bad defense, good enough for me. Give me Mahomes first quarter over 63.5 passing yards at -113.
I was about to say, do we want to use this? You want to do Chiefs first drive touchdown?
We can. I mean, I know that Reid is going to develop a really good opening drive because he always does. So I think it bodes well. And I'm thinking of what this defense is good at preventing. The answer is nothing, if we're being honest here, but the Chiefs are a lot better at passing than running. So I do think Mahomes can get whatever he wants. But with Rice back, underrated amount of weapons. I'm going to mention one of the ancillary pieces in a second. They have more pass catchers than you think. They might not light it up entirely, but they have a lot of different guys who can give you problems on any given night. And you're going to mention one in a second. But I do think the Chiefs have a good, I'd say, matchup to exploit early. And I think that Mahomes' passing yards is kind of all-encompassing. So that's where I'm at for my first prop. So there you go. You want to move on into your second prop?
Yeah, one of those ancillary pieces. The TikTok man himself, Juju Smith-Schuster. I didn't, I should actually, I already bet it, but I should still check the, let me check his utilization. I just want to make sure that I don't look like an idiot when I do this. But I like Juju Smith-Schuster over his, I see everybody's going to Kelsey and Rice and some of these things. Juju's only at 15, is only at 15 yards. Mm-hmm. And he's more than cleared this every game. Even with that, 8 out of his last 10 games. In terms of games this season, 6 out of 7, and that's with nobody around. And, obviously he works out of that slot. He's a good yak guy. Let me just double check when Rice came back. What was that, week 7?
I mean, he might only need 1 catch. So 15 is very,
he ran 48.
Well.
He ran half the routes last time. He had 100% catchable targets. He's the guy they look for. He's still getting a majority of the 3rd, 4th down targets. I don't know. I like this on the smaller end because, again, like you said, he could only need 2. In terms of guys that have operated out of the slot that have been able to do this really well, Luther Burden had 51 and that's pretty good. Like, Ladd had 39, which is low for him, but again, we only need like one catch here. So 1 or 2 catches. I just think that if I'm gonna pick on one of the receivers, Juju. So you mentioned the pass defense. Pass defense isn't good for the Commanders, but what they are really bad at is just giving up yak, because guess what? Nobody knows how to tackle on that team other than
Bobby Wagner.
Yeah. So the highest yak receiver for this team is overwhelmingly Juju. So give me Juju over 15.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, it could be 1 catch. So
Could be
I
one
think it's a
catch.
low number in general. I see Troy mentioning it was 12.5 on FanDuel. I know that Adam does tend to sometimes bump it up just to get a better price. I'm assuming that
not for this one.
Not for this one. Okay.
So just so that folks know, the way I look at it, I like it up to this up to 17.5. I'm going to be very specific. The reason being that I look at somebody's floor, and if the floor of their ceiling, like every time they go over this, is X. So for example, last night I had Aaron Rodgers 225 passing yards. It didn't get there. His line was 207. That got there. Then he actually missed out by 4 yards, because the lowest he had been on a over 207 was 228.
It goes by hit rate, because sometimes if you get the same exact number of actual wins and losses, if you even bump it up by 15, 20 yards,
it's 5 extra
you're getting a better
cents here
price.
and there. Yeah, you're getting a better price. I don't like to buy juice on NFL props, because we play so many of them that it's like, I think that it's better for us. I'd rather lay a unit. We know we're getting 110 back, or lay a unit. Like, controls risk too. So that's part of why I do things this way.
Yeah. But once again, I can get behind that. I think it's a solid look for a guy who could get there in 1 catch against the bad pass defense. Anyway, before we get into my second prop for the game tonight, a reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, which is MyBookie.ag. Using to bet on football, basketball, baseball, hockey. I think college basketball starts next week. So a lot of sports, once again, that you can choose with MyBookie. But a reminder, you can also use a prop builder second to none. You can use crypto for funding your account for getting nice payouts. And a reminder, you can actually head to MyBookie.ag, use the code SGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to 100 to customers. Look at the G promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig, which is the number one prediction market for sports in America, getting some great prices with reduced juice, with a lot of options there on the platform, available in 35 states. Download the Novig app. When you do so, spend $5, get $50 bonus funds. Use promo code SGPN and the actual Novig promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finished going through our first couple props for the game tonight. Time to move on into my second prop for the show. For this one, I'm going to go with a running back whose receptions I think are a little bit too high. Give me Pacheco under 1.5 catches at -114. Pacheco's at less than 2 catches in 4 of his last 6 games. We know that out of all the running backs they have, I know Hunt's usage has gone down. They have Smith now. Pacheco's definitely not the pass catcher on this team. In fact, I think a lot of people can argue he stinks in the pass catcher role, so why bother? But you are looking at his numbers, and I said a second ago he has gone under regularly. The Commanders, though, the defense is really bad. However, they're randomly good at preventing running backs from catching passes. The Commanders are allowing just 3.9 receptions per game to running backs, which is the 7th fewest in the league, maybe because all the receivers they face are wide open all the time. But simply put, the Chiefs have a lot of mouths to feed. I don't think Pacheco is going to be one of them out of the passing game. Maybe a random screen pass, but I see that kind of being it. With Hunt and with Smith, they have other backs to use in passing downs. And the fact is, Pacheco, we know, is definitely a better runner in between the tackles and not really known for being a good receiver. Give me Pacheco to go under his receptions. If you want to go for the yards, I think it was at 7.5. I believe he has -3 in the last 2 games combined. But either way, Pacheco doesn't catch many passes anyway. The Commanders' defense is actually pretty good at guarding opposing running backs in the passing game. Give Pacheco under 1.5 catches at around -114. It's dangerous, but I'll go for it. I like the matchup. And Pacheco, I think, will be the runner out of the 3 running backs they rotate.
Well, Hunt popped up on the injury. I was looking at Pacheco rushing, like not
Okay.
his receiving stuff, but Hunt popped up on the injury report. I agree with you. I don't think that they want to give him the receptions. I think Rashard Smith, they want to give it to.
They clearly like Smith because they gave him a bunch.
They like
of
him a
usage.
lot.
He's a converted receiver too, isn't it?
Let's say that again.
I think he's a converted receiver.
He is.
Yeah, so they like him in the pass catching spot because he was literally a wide receiver.
Yeah, and so by the way, sorry, I'm just noticing like the Juju, because I took the Juju line last night and it was higher, but it's like, yeah, over 14. Sorry, to put a rope on that, 14 and a half plus 108 is what I want to give out officially. So no, I like that. I was kind of looking at Pacheco rushing on those things just because of that, because I think that he's just going to hammer it on the rushing side. And I don't think that the Chiefs want to deal with any form of kind of RPO offense from Washington, even if it's like a C level, you know? So I think that they're just going to take time off the clock and do that. So I completely agree.
And even if we think the Chiefs do route him, which is possible, I mean, we saw them pull all the starters before the start of the fourth quarter against the Raiders. Smith got all the garbage time work. There was no Pacheco once the game got out of reach. I don't know what your game script is here. I think the Chiefs might bury him tonight. We'll see what happens. But if the Chiefs do, then Pacheco will be one of the starters who gets lifted for the last couple of drives, which I do like as well. But I just think the receptions are not his game. It's just not what he's good at, and the Chiefs know that. And when you're looking at the weapons they have with Smith, with Rice being healthy again, they have so many guys that they can just make quick throws to. Why bother with Pacheco? I think the receptions are too high. I like the price. So give me the under on his 1.5 catches. Moving on to your third and final play. What do you like?
So I had a couple that I was eyeing. Let me just kind of look, because I have a couple ones here that I was just sort of I'd circled two. So I will unofficially give out, I like Mariota under longest reception. I'm just gonna want everyone to know, because this Chiefs team is actually very, very good at both preventing. Let me just double check it. They had been for a while. Really good at preventing air yards. And let's just check it as they do this. My dog is freaking out. 1 sec, guys. And they are, they are great. They are 5th in the league in preventing ADOT. So we love this. And if you look at deep passing, they've given up the least amount. This is a lot that I'm saying for a play that I'm not giving out officially. But the one that I am going to do, I am going to take Debo under 5.5 rush yards. Everyone loves Debo. Everyone loves a gimmick player. That's what he is. I just called him a gimmick effing player. Under 5.5 rush yards. I don't really think that this is going to be he's been really banged up a lot. He keeps missing games. This isn't the game to just start playing around with Debo running out of the backfield when you have all your wide receivers and you have all your guys. This isn't the way to do it. Mm-hmm. So first of all, he had -1 2 weeks ago against, or a week ago against Chicago, and a week and a half, and then he got hurt, and then he wasn't in last game. 0 against LA. But more importantly, the 2 wide receivers this season that have attempted to do this didn't work out. James Williams, 0. De'Ami Brown, 0. Both of them had attempts to do this. 5.5 is a monster number, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think it is. You're looking at the 2 times that he went over the last month, and he had 3 carries in those games. So he's only had more than 1 carry twice so far this season. So he doesn't get as much running as you might think. It's not nearly as much as they use him on, for example, San Francisco. And within game script's going to be terrible for the Commanders. Yeah. So, yeah, I like it. I think that you can make the argument that if Samuel goes over, I know in theory he could break one for 7 yards, but he probably needs 3 carries to get there, and I don't think he gets 3 carries. So I'm with you. He might get 1 carry, so it might be one quick, sweat there. But you mentioned he just came back from injury. I don't know why you'd want to just give him the ball in certain, I'd say, areas where he might get just destroyed and lit up. So I wouldn't bother either. So I can get behind that too. I think it's a good play. So there you go. Moving on to my final play. Going to change it up a little bit. Normally I go for regular juice plays, -115, -120, -110, whatever. This time I'm going to swing for it. I saw that Thornton had his receiving yards at a half. And I understand his usage has gone down, mostly with Rice coming back, with Worthy being healthy. I get it. However, we know that Thornton is still a big play receiver. I can get his longest catch over 9.5 yards at plus 225.
I like that.
Which I think is a good price. Now, you might be wondering, well, Scott, why would you take the 9.5 when his longest reception is a half yard? And the reason's simple, because the hit rate's the same. The only time he actually catches passes is down the field. I think he had one catch for like 39 yards last week. Point is, though, I can get plus 225 for a guy who still gets some targets. He's gone over this number in 7 of the last 8 games. And despite the limited role, he has recorded at least 2 targets in 7 of his last 8 games. So even with getting some of the guys healthy again who take away his usage, still plays like 30% of snaps. But when they throw him the ball, he's definitely more than 10-plus yards down the field. Good enough for me. 225 against a really bad pass defense. I think he'll get a target or 2. So once again, you might be waiting for him to actually get a look. But I like the price. 9.5, 225. I'll take it as my last prop for the show.
Just looking at the blue book and seeing if we wanted, because there's a bunch. It's Sports Equinox too. Should we give? I mean, you and I both have. You have a show at 11?
Yeah, I have NBA.
Okay. All right. Well, I was gonna see if we wanted to give. Well, we'll give people an underdog, but we could give people a parlay or something too. I'm also just looking at how this game's gonna go. Like the total's high and the spread is high, which to me indicates what you're saying. Like
the Chiefs might just score a bunch of points.
Chiefs just to score a bunch of points. I don't know where all this Washington. Oh, you know why? Is it because the Chiefs are playing the Bills next week?
Yeah, there's a potential look ahead, but I don't know if it matters.
I don't think it matters.
Chiefs aren't even in first place. Like they got to win games.
Yeah, why would this matter? Like, why would that? Like,
I think they're going to show up and bury this team. But either way, I think Thornton 9.5. Every catch he has is basically 10.
Yeah, Chiefs are only 4-3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. They're also, by the way, winning the Super Bowl.
I think they are too. So,
like I won that pleaser that I won with Sean. I said, he's like, "What do we want to put it into?" I'm like, Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
They lost the Jaguars, and then said, you know what? Maybe we should actually just play better, and they have played better. So there you go.
They have one.
But I don't believe in look aheads when you're 4.
They only have one divisional loss. The thing is about losing your first divisional game is that you then kind of control your own path the rest of the way.
Yeah.
That's why I've been, even though they stink, I've been high on Dallas to do that, because Dallas could still end up in that division because they just have to win out.
Yeah, it's a whole separate can of worms with that defense, but I get the logic behind what you're
saying.
The
logic is, yeah. Well, the schedule's favorable for them to do.
Yeah, if they win the division games, then they're in a great spot because they're going to be gaining games on everybody. But the point is, the Chiefs, I think, even though Denver has a better record, I would take the Chiefs over Denver in 2 seconds.
Do you like Denver or the Texans next weekend?
See, the thing is, I don't want to overrate Denver because they beat up on a Cowboys defense with everybody injured.
And do you want to overrate Houston beating up on a team that has 0 depth?
No, I kind of just like the under in the game.
Okay.
Just thinking of those offenses. We can talk about it, but either way, though, give me Thornton with the alt line of 225 for the longest catch, 9.5 yards. Anyway, moving on to the miscellaneous section. Anything else you want to plug, or we kind of went through everything?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, there you go.
I'm not gonna overdo it on this game.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, anyone's going to wrap it up for 3 plays each for the Monday night game before we get into our best bets. And in order to get entry reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. So you can play it for Fantasy Pick'em. Just 5,000 times, actually. They bumped it up from 500 to 5,000 times your entry. And in select states, Underdog does have team picks. You can pick sides and totals. Great option for anybody looking to get on the action. And a reminder, if you also head to Underdog, you can use our new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $100 bonus funds. Use promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. So they've been doing well in college football in the NFL. They also just added NBA. They're giving away cash prizes every week just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets at the same time while they do build. You can win $1K. Use code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for a quarter off first month. Download Rhythm. Once again, promo code SGPN25 for a quarter off your first month. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finish going through our 3 favorite plays each for the game tonight. Time to move on into best bets. Adam, out of the 3 plays you gave out, which is your favorite play?
Probably the Debo under rush.
He is banged up all the time.
He's just banged up all the time. It just doesn't like. I mean, the times that this worked was like against the Raiders, and then the time that they did this, they did it against the Raiders.
The Giants,
which was like a blowout, which was like, well, you know what it is? It's because Mariota was starting then.
Yeah.
So they're, I don't know, sure. And then against Atlanta, because they had nobody. And by the way, they lost that game. And then they have it in the last, and then he got hurt, and then they have it in the last couple. He missed last week after 2 weeks ago when he tried to do it. He had -1 yards. I don't like this.
And they also have some running backs who I don't mind. A lot of people like Merritt. They think he's pretty good. McNichols has been pretty good as well. They have other guys.
They've Rod. C-Rod, is C-Rod out?
I want to see if C-Rod's in or out. But the point is they do have other running backs who I feel like have been better than expected. But Debo has not been running nearly as much as you think. I mean, I don't know why he would be out. He scored last week. So I'm assuming C-Rod will be in there too. But either way, I get the argument.
I just don't get why they would do that.
I get the argument, but the fact is he's hurt all the time, and the Chiefs' defense we know is good. So I don't know how many carries he needs to go over this, but
he's hurt all the time, and they have a backup quarterback in. I wouldn't F around.
No, I feel like with Debo and with Terry, you might want to throw it a little bit and just go from there. So there you go. Anyway, for my best bet, it was going to either be between Mahomes first quarter or Pacheco. I'm going Pacheco, under 1.5 catches, a -114. It's not his role. He's at less than 2 catches in 4 of his last 6. Last 2 games and -3 receiving yards combined. They have Smith. I know you mentioned Hunt is banged up. We'll see if he plays or not. But Smith they really like in the pass catching spot. And the fact is Pacheco we know is more of a physical runner. It's not his role. And with all the receivers they have with Kelsey, etc., I just don't see the usage being there in the pass game for Pacheco. Commander's also good at eliminating catches by running backs. Good enough for me. Giving Pacheco under his 1.5 catches, a -114 as my best bet for the show. Moving on to Underdog. Anybody or anything you want to recycle, or do you want to just create something from scratch?
We were just talking about him, but want to do Brashard Smith receiving yards in this?
That's fine. What's that number at?
It's at well. I was going to take. Let me look.
I believe last week against the Raiders they had multiple design screens for him, so I'm fine with it. So
16 and a half.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Okay. Let's see what else we could do here. The Juju line is lower. I like that Mahomes first quarter.
Okay, we can take that. That works.
Let's see. 66.5. And then what else do we have here? I would do. You want to get some reverse correlation in here?
Well, what do you have in mind?
Mariota first half under for his let me see if there's anything in here. No, they don't have it. His first half under passing yards. It's low, but just see.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I don't think Mario is going to play well tonight, so we can take it if you want to.
Yeah, I just I mean, I feel like if he's going to get something later, he's let's just see this. So everyone's on his rushing. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
I think he's going to pick up those yards in garbage time. So do we want to do look you can do completion percentage on here. Interesting. Here's our options. Under 84.5 passing yards
in the first half.
Yeah, which is really low.
Okay.
Or do we want to do under 32.5 passing yards in the first quarter?
You want to just I don't know if the hit rates are different, but you have
I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking right now. I liked his under longest, so that's another one that we could do.
We can recycle that. I'm fine with that.
Well, hold on. Let me just look. Okay, so his in the first quarter he had 47 against Vegas, this is not Vegas. He's only got one. If we do the quarter things, he's only had one to really mess with. So okay, so he had 0 actually against Atlanta. He had 85 passing yards against Vegas and 62 against Atlanta, and then 0 against Dallas. But that's for obvious reasons. So our choices are if we do the quarters, which we've been pretty good at.
I'm fine with the quarter personally. I'm fine with.
You want to do the quarter? Oh, let's do it. Okay,
do it.
cool. Lower. This is a monster. Okay. We have some bonus bets too that I'm going to use on this.
Well, you can read off the underdog thing.
All right. Well, I'm not going to use the bonus bets actually. I'm going to let the bonus bets be for something silly that we do. Okay. We have Rashard Smith higher 16.5 receiving yards. Marcus Mariota lower 32.5 first quarter passing yards. Patrick Mahomes higher 66.5 first quarter pass yards. It is allegedly 5.21.
There you go. Anyway, that's gonna.
I'm applying a boost.
Okay. Apply the boost.
6.89.
There you go. All right, cool. So that's gonna wrap it up for the show. Before we officially end it, though, Adam, can you just recap your 3 plays again for everybody?
Sure can. Deebo Samuel under 5.5 rushing yards. Marcus Mariota under 30.5 pass attempts, and Juju Smith-Schuster 15 receiving yards.
And for my 3 plays, giving Pacheco under 1.5 catches at -114. Mahomes first quarter over 63.5 passing yards -113. And I'll go with an alt, Tyquan Thornton, longest catch over 9.5 yards at +225. Anyway, it's going to wrap it up for the show. And hopefully you enjoyed the content. Until next time, I'm on Twitter, Reichel Radio. But I'm on Twitter at Rosenberg. A reminder, also subscribe to the Propcast Twitter feed, which is at the Propcast SGPN.